Hello, my name is Miss Sasha. I'm a teaching artist in the PACE Arts program through the Acadiana Center for the Arts with the Lafayette Parish school system in Lafayette, Louisiana. Today, we are going to make a recycled rooster in the style of folk art. The supplies that we need are pretty simple. We'll need a yellow piece of paper, green, brown, and white construction paper as well, scissors and glue, and some recycled boxes, with some different colors on them. This one's got some blue on it. This one's got some pink, yellow, and brown. Whatever you can find in your recycle bin will work just fine. I'll give you a moment to gather your supplies. When you return, all you have to do is press play. Now that you've gathered all your supplies, it's time to get started. First off, folk art is a form of art that is very childlike. It's deeply rooted in tradition. Folk art is an artist's feeling or ideas or expression, and it brings customs to life. It's an art that is felt rather than taught. It relies on experiences, community, and heritage rather than formal training. So it can be super childlike. I have some pictures of some roosters that are done in the style of folk art. These are little tiny sculptures. They're probably only about this big. They're super cute, brightly colored, very childlike. So we're going to work on our background first of our rooster. A rooster is a bird. It's warm-blooded. They have feathers covering their body. They have wings, scaly legs, a beak, no teeth, and they have their young in a hard-shelled egg. A male chicken is called a rooster. A female chicken is called a hen, and the babies are called chicks. So chicken is just the generic name of the style of bird. So we have a rooster, a hen, and a chick. They're all chickens. Okay? Let's start off. Here's my yellow paper. We're going to build a little fence first. So I have two different shades of brown here. Either shade will do. Here's mine. This one is as wide as a little bit wider than the paper. This fence right here was a little bit shorter. I think I will go ahead and use this shorter piece. What I am going to do is just cut two long strips of brown. Here's one. And here's two. My fence is going to be closer to the bottom so we can leave as much room as we can for the top for our rooster. You can put a little stripe of glue across your page or on the construction paper. I'll do both. Here's this one. And then on this piece. And look, I'm not putting that much glue. It's just paper to paper. Look, I'm barely putting any. Okay. So there. And then I'm going to cut one more strip, same size as the other one, and just cut it in half to make the two posts. 2, 1, 2. Okay. I'm putting the post closer to the edge, again, leaving space for my rooster in the middle. There we go. Perfect. That was easy. All right, let's go ahead and grab our green piece of construction paper. These are just simple triangles. The way I made it was I cut a strip of construction paper. This is going to be really long, so I'm just going to cut it in half. I won't need that many triangles. See? And then all I'm going to do is watch. If you angle the scissors, you get little triangles. And then this time, I'll do it the opposite way. So then you could go ahead and cut as many triangles as you want. If you want them wider, make them wider. If you want them thinner, make them thinner. Either way. All right. I'm going to go ahead and just put a little bit of glue where I think I want my grass to go. And I'm going to go ahead and glue those triangles on. You can see that in some of these little pictures they have flowers. We can, if we have time, we'll go ahead and add some flowers at the end. I always do my example a little bit different from the one that I already have. I try anyway. That way you know that there's options. You can always add to or take away from the pieces that we're doing. Alrighty. We got those grasses on. While you're gluing that on, let's see. Do you know what roosters eat? They will eat pretty much anything that they can overpower. It could be worms, it could be crickets, mice, grains. If they are farm fed, then they'll have something called chicken feed, which could have vegetables, animal protein, other added minerals and nutrients. If you have any compost, you can always bring out lettuce or watermelon peels or the ends of a squash or a zucchini and throw it out on the ground, and the chickens will go ahead and eat that up. Depending upon what you feed them, makes for a much richer eggs. So, you know, sometimes the farmers or the owners of the chicken will give them as much minerals and nutrients as they can. Okay, we're good? Okay, drop my scissors. All right, so we're going to start with the shape of our rooster's body. So pick a color cardboard that you like. I'm going to go ahead and pick this one. Go ahead and open it up to the back. Sometimes you can cut it or kind of tear it. Let's see. I'll go ahead and cut this one. I'll get a piece of this. There, see? So I'm going to take a crayon or a marker and draw on the back of my cardboard. So if you kind of place it on top of your yellow, you'll know you don't want it to be wider than your paper. So watch. I'm going to do a curved line, curve, like a U, and then I'm going to go across. That's going to be the shape of my rooster's body. Okay? Take your scissors and cut it out. If you don't have recycling that's got lots of different colors on it, you can always just use construction paper or pages of a magazine, really whatever you can find. It's just fun to use your recycling, and since I had all these different colors, I thought this would be a lot of fun. I'm going to have to put a little extra glue on mine because mine is on the wall. You may not have to put that much. So look, we're going to put the glue not on the colored side, we're going to put the glue on the brown side. So I'm going to go ahead and do a liberal amount of glue on mine. I'm going to face my rooster the same way. Actually, I'll go ahead and turn this one. So I don't want to put him too high from the fence, and I want to place it almost right in the middle. So go ahead and press it down. Okay? Perfect. You got it? Okay, so pick a piece of cardboard that is of a different color. I'm not going to use yellow right here because it's not going to stand out, but I could definitely use yellow as his little wing. So I have a little Ziploc bag, and with this, I'm going to go ahead and cut out a square for my rooster's head. So I can put it up here, pick a size. If you want to draw it on the back, you can. Sometimes when I put it up here like this, I'm just getting a size. Of course, if I do a head that is that big, it's not going to work. So I'm going to do a nice big rectangle or square. Mine's more of a square. This one's a little bit more rectangle. And then I know where to cut. Right? Look. Oops. All right. There, look. It's going to fit right on here. I'm going to go ahead and put a good amount of glue on mine and glue it right up there. Perfect. You can tilt his head, however you want to do it. Okay? You got it? Great. On top of all the different things that roosters eat, they do drink a lot of water. They have to stay hydrated. A hydrated chicken helps to produce a lot, can really affect how the chickens produce their eggs. So the roosters, the chickens, the chicks, they all have to stay super duper hydrated. All right, we have a little head on there. Let's go ahead and we can add his little legs. Any color will do. Let's see. I found this is a Nutri-Grain or some crackers, and this one is a little bit green. So I'm going to make two little skinny legs. Let's see. One. I didn't put any of his sharp little claws on there, but you can, and we might do that. So this one just has two little green legs. You can make them thicker than that if you want or not. Doesn't matter. Put the glue right there. Put his little legs. Press them down. We certainly have room to do little claws. It could be tiny little triangles. If it's hard to cut the cardboard, you could do tiny little triangles from construction paper. Either way will do. Looking good. Let's see. The next thing we'll go ahead and add is, let's add his beak. See, his beak will be two triangles. So pick a color of your recycle. That might be different from what you've already used. Let's see. I have a little bit of blue or white. I might do a little bit white beaks this time. So all I did was cut out two little triangles. Let's see. I have a little white piece of cardboard, and I'm going to cut one triangle and another. It can be super big. It doesn't matter, right? It's folk art. It's childlike. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue here and here. Put my little beak on. One and two. Well, that's a much bigger beak than the other one. All right. It's looking good. Okay, so roosters have something on the top of their head called a comb. The comb is like a fleshy growth or a crest on the head of the rooster. Other animals that have this comb or a crest are turkeys or pheasants. The color of the comb and the size of the comb determines the rooster's health. So all I did up here was cut out 1, 2, 3 little ovals of another color of cardboard. Look, I used this dark piece of this girl's hair on the Nutri-Grain bar. And so you could take your crayon and draw like 3 ovals. 1, 2, 3. You could do 4 if you'd like. Look at his comb. His comb goes actually farther back. So you could do more. In fact, let's do 4 this time. So go ahead and cut them out. And hopefully it's on the color that I want. If not, it's no big deal. Here's 1. So yeah, the comb is pretty big. If you look at any of these pictures, it's actually larger than this one. I could have gone around the edge. So maybe we'll do that. Remember, options are good. I don't want yours to look exactly like mine. I want yours to look like yours with instruction from me. I'm here to help you learn how to make this rooster in the style of what we call folk art. Here, 1, 2, 3. Maybe I'll go around the edge here. Let's see. You never know what colors you're going to get when you turn your cardboard over, which is part of the fun of making it. Look. Oh, good. Here is my comb or my crest. So roosters are usually larger and more brightly colored than the chickens. They have larger combs on their heads also than the chickens. They're the male. They're larger and more brightly colored than the hens. So of the two chickens, the rooster has the larger comb. Um, these birds can fly, but because they're so heavy, they can't fly very far. So they usually fly when they get startled or they need to escape something quickly, but they don't fly very far. So they're not like, they're more like an ostrich that can't fly at all. They can't get very far. They're too heavy. Okay, so let's go ahead and make his wattle. The wattle is this little piece of fleshy skin that hangs off underneath his little chin. So the wattle is the skin under the rooster's neck. It's usually the same color as the rooster's wattle. The shape and the size depends on what breed, chicken or rooster this is, and a healthy wattle is usually soft, blemish-free, deep red, which indicates that it has really good blood flow. We do not have to do the wattle the same color since we're just making a piece of art. So you choose what color you want. I found this little red piece right here that I can make my wattle from. Again, it's two ovals or teardrop shaped if you'd like. You can draw it. Watch. You can draw two ovals. Once you draw them, you can go ahead and cut them out. If you want them to be the same color, then grab the same recycle that you had before. It's completely fine. And it's just right up under the chin. That's the wattle. All right. Perfect. Okay, so the feathers on the rooster kind of come down off of his head and hang down over his body right here. As you can see on this piece right here, I have these larger triangles. So you can go ahead and get another color cardboard that you like, and we're going to make some triangles. Let's see, I'll go ahead. Let's see, what do I have here? I do have this some yellow. Maybe I could do the yellow. The other color you could use is if you want it to be brown, you could just show that side. Okay, so we have, let me pull this yellow here. I'll cut a little yellow rectangle, and then I'm going to do the triangles kind of the same way we did the grass, right? So you could come, if you slant your scissors this way, then this way, this way. I did about 4 of them before. You can do more than that. If you want them to be of a different shape, that's fine as well. All right. Okay, I've got 4 triangles. It kind of goes around his neck. I'm going to add the glue here. And I know that my cardboard is yellow and my little feathers are yellow. So this one has a little bit of green on it. The other ones have a little bit too. So I'm going to put this green one on the edge here so it stands out. Here. It's okay if it gets close to your wattle, or you can just move your wattle over. I'm pressing mine down because I'm up on the wall. Okay. Looking good, everybody. Let's go ahead and get an eye on there. Any color eye will do. Let's see, I have this little yellow piece. I can go ahead and just draw a circle. So if I put it up here, I know how big my circle should be. I'm going to do an extra large circle. That way, if I cut it smaller, it'll be just fine. Look at that. Cut your circle out. I have a big yellow eye. If you don't want to cut a smaller circle, You can use a Sharpie or a black marker or a crayon to do your eye, or you could just find a littler piece of cardboard and make a tiny circle of a different color. Watch. I'll show you. That's what I did on the other rooster. I just found a color that would show up, and I put a little squirt of glue, and here's my little eye. It's not even perfectly round, and it just doesn't matter. All right. Well, our rooster's looking amazing, except for he doesn't have any of his big feathers. Look, we're missing his little wing right here, and we're missing his big plume of feathers. So, let's see. Roosters do come in different sizes, shapes, and colors. They could be white, brown, black, gold, silver, red, blue, green. I mean, they can be beautiful. I mean, look at this. Really, blue, red, yellow, gold, orange, black. They're beautiful. And that's why when sometimes you find these feathers, I mean, they're so shiny and bright. That's why some people keep them. Time to add our wing and our tail feathers. All right. I have a little piece of cardboard with some yellow on it. My wing is going to be like a big teardrop. Some of these have little curved lines on the end. We can do that on this one. This one's very plain. So this one was this one has a little bit of curved lines on the end. If you want to do that, that's fine. If not, you can just go ahead and do the teardrop shaped one like this, right? Either way is fine. All right, I'm going to get this one all cut out. Okay. Let's check it out. What do you think? Looks pretty good. All right. I'm going to place it onto my rooster's body. Press it down. I thought it would be nice to add a little bit of extra on top of it, kind of like this one is. This one's got some dark blue and light blue. So I have this other piece. I was going to cut a few ovals out of it. Watch. Our little tiny teardrops. Just show you how you can add. You can always add more to your art pieces by just doing some layering. So it's not always just one flat piece, right? If you want to add something, do it. It always makes it look extra special. So watch. You don't have to do this part. I'm just showing you this part. So look. Here's a little green. See how that just adds more to it? Makes it look kind of fancy, right? All right. Now it's time for these big tail feathers. So these are just made by drawing lots of curved lines. Let's see. So, watch. If you just start out with a curved line, and then you cut them all apart. Watch. You can do them all with one color cardboard, or you can add more. All I'm doing is making some curved line. In it, they don't even have to be pointy on the end. They can have, they can be flat. Some of mine are flat on the ends like this one. So look, once you get a few of them cut out, you start to kind of place them on your paper by his tail. And look, it's okay if they go off the page, right? So I'm going to have to put a good bit of glue on mine again because it's off the page, it's cardboard and it's sticking up. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the glue where I want it on my construction paper like this. So it's not stuck on off the page, right? Because if I put glue everywhere, it would go off the page. So look, here we go. It's touching the other rooster. There. See how I just start with one layer and then I get some other cardboard and I cut some that have different colors on them. And then I just keep adding glue. So you're going to have to put a little bit more glue on this than you were before. Right? And you can make them shorter by just cutting them in half. Watch. If you have a color you don't have enough of, then just find more. You can always come back to it too. If you eat a box of cereal and you're like, oh, this would be perfect on my rooster, I don't have any of this color, then that's completely fine. Your rooster's tail can be as big and as tall as you want it to be. So if you think it needs to go farther this way, then by all means, add some more glue. Look, do this one. See, or this one, right? Look how awesome. Oop, add a little bit of glue to this. So on this rooster, I also have like the sun coming up. All I did was take a white piece of paper and draw a circle, cut it out, and then I put the glue on the side that has the crayon on it. See, that's the side with the crayon. I'll put the glue there, and I'll place it in the space that we have. I talked earlier about maybe adding some claws with little triangles. We can do that. Also, some flowers. The flowers look really cute. Adds to the folk art part. So just so you know, roosters have scales covering their legs and their claws. They have very sharp claws, and their claws are used for gripping objects and walking. Believe it or not, there are more chickens than any other bird species in the entire world. There's around 25 billion chickens in this world, and there's only about 7 billion people. So that means that there are more chickens than there are people on this planet. That's a fact I bet you didn't know. Okay, so we can add, oh, I took some of the paper, of the cardboard, and look, you can make little flowers. And put some flowers in your art piece. See? And you could make a pretty colored center. Watch, I'll put a little glue here, there. It has a different colored little center. You can add little leaves. It doesn't matter if they're green or not. I'll show you. Little leaves. Watch. They're just like little ovals if you want. These ovals have little points on them. Turns it into a little leaf. How cute is that? Okay, and then claws. If you would like to have claws like these guys, really, it's just taking some cardboard and cutting little tiny pieces out. They do get awfully tiny, but hey, you know what? What else have you got to do? Just add some little claws. So I made a bunch of tiny little cuts, and I'll put a little bit of glue on my paper because it's easier that way. And then you could put your little claws on. Watch. 1, 2. Look at that. Oops. How cute is that? Whoop. Sticking to my fingers because they're so little. You can always draw them on if you want. However you want to do it. It's all good. So, thank you so much for drawing this rooster with me. Y'all can find all of these PACE online art classes on the Acadiana Center for the Arts YouTube channel. You can also get these lessons on AOC as part of the Learn United program, accessible on AOC on Cox Channel 16 or LUS Channel 4. Kindergarten lessons air at 8 and first and second grade lessons air at 9. Some lessons will be in visual arts and some lessons will be in creative movement. Be sure to come back with us tomorrow and make some more art. If you're interested in supporting programs like this, you can visit the Acadiana Center for the Arts.org. It's the nonprofit who manages the PACE program. So spread the word, share our videos, and keep making art.